I'm making these videos for information only. They are in no way designed or meant to treat COVID-19 in any way. There is humor in the videos and it is in no way to diminish the seriousness of the current pandemic. If you choose to follow any of the information in this video, you are solely responsible, so be calm and watch on. Hey there, Ward Willison. How would you like to do some things that work on your general health today? Let's have a look at some. Okay. So we're all locked down, or we all probably should be locked down, and there's going to be a much higher level of stress. When there's a higher level of stress, things in your body don't work as well. And we want to go back to some fundamentals that I've talked to clients for over 20 years about, and that's regular food, water, sleep, mild exercise, and some fun. These 5 things, there's another 5,000 of course, but these 5 things we're going to talk about in general manners over the next 5 days probably, and focus on how we can make sure we're doing our best with them to make our bodies work as good as they can in a pretty difficult situation. And when this situation is past, even in general life, I've told these things to people for a long time. The one I want to focus on today is 3 different techniques for generalized stress management, because I think most people have never had a worldwide pandemic before, and these are things that can help. You'll have to see. One of the challenges is when you learn something, it's like learning pedal biking. You can read about pedal biking, you read about biking, and then when you actually have to do your first pedal bike, I ended up in a ditch, and my dad still laughs about it. So, we're going to have to practice these things in the least best way. We'd like to practice these when we're completely calm, everything's lovely. That's not necessarily happening now, so you have to hang in there and work with these for a while. Okay, so the first one is called Cook's Hookups. It's after a guy named Wayne Cook. There's a number of varieties of these on the internet. You can look at a variety of ways of doing Cook hookups. I've always done the one I'm going to show you. I've showed it to a lot of folks. For about 10 years I taught it in schools. And I went to a lot of elementary and middle and a couple of senior schools, and predominantly taught stress management. I taught memory, kidding. I taught memory, stress management, and taught about alternative therapies, And I used to do this with elementary school teachers where I'd take their class and I would show them this. Okay kids, let's stick out our hands, turn our thumbs down, and cross our arms. We're going to interlock our fingers. We're going to bring our thumb towards our nose. We'll relax our arms on our chest. We're going to cross our legs. We're going to breathe. Breathe in and slowly breathe out. And breathe in and slowly breathe out. And it was always funny. The teachers are always in the room when you're in a grade, 2, 3, 4 class. And they would not be paying much attention to my talk, quite frankly. And then all of a sudden I'd do this, and they'd all look up, because magic happens. Young children, try it if you have young children. Again, it's kind of a stressful time, but generally speaking, most young people can't actually speak when they're like this. And it took me quite a while to be able to speak and demonstrate this. You just kind of this was originally taught for dyslexia and stuttering. And it's interesting, when you do this with young people, they just can't speak. They have to become calm. And once they're calm, they can talk. It's the funniest thing to see. And then you do this for, anywhere from 1 second to 5, 10, 20 minutes if you want. Doesn't matter which way your arms are crossed. They can be crossed either way. Doesn't matter what your legs. There are differences, but for our purposes, they're all going to be fine. So once say you do it for 3 minutes. Unravel everything, kids. Uncross your feet and lightly touch your fingertips together. Now, I don't tell this to children, but hopefully you're not all children watching. When you lightly touch your fingertips together, eventually you'll feel pulsations in your fingertips. It's quite bizarre, really. You'll feel like a heartbeat in your fingertip. And eventually you'll feel all of your fingertips will each have a heartbeat. You're done. Otherwise, you just hold it for a minute, and after that, just go about your day. But if you can wait for the heartbeats, the pulses in your fingertips to come, if you notice you're stressed beforehand, you notice you're stressed after, you will feel different. Now, the funny thing is, you've all seen this before. And you're thinking, no, I haven't. No, I haven't. Yes, you have. Next time you go to when social distancing is different, when you go to a bank lineup or any lineup, you will see people standing like this all the time. You'll see them, their arms are crossed like this, their legs are crossed, and they're standing like this. And every now and then you'll actually see them standing like this. And that's just, the body just knows a lot of the things to do for stress responses. So that's number one. Number two, you've also seen as well on your forehead. Okay, so you find these little bumps right above your pupil. And you're gonna touch them with, say, 1, 2, or 3 fingers. And you're gonna touch them with the same pressure you touch your eyelid with. So very light pressure. And you're gonna have your eyes open, your eyes closed, and you're gonna just breathe in and breathe out again. And again, eventually you'll feel pulses under your fingertips, and you can hold that for a very long period of time. I've held that for people having seizures or other calamities, and I have seen it do things that are absolutely, completely magical. I can't even explain them. But I've never seen that before. Yes, you have. Every time you see a student write an exam, they write exams like this. Or you see people in a car accident, oh my goodness, what have I done, what have I done? And you'll see people all the time holding their forehead like this. And it's a stress relieving procedure. Number three. Number three is a different one entirely. It's anchoring to positive experiences. So I know this is going to go great on the video. I have friends all over the world. I have friends that treat COVID-19 every day in China. I have friends that treat COVID every day in Canada. I have friends in Europe who work in hospitals. I have family in Europe. And, first off, I would minimize news as much as possible. I minimize news as much as possible personally. What you do is you do. And it's very easy for me to get into a negative spiral. And because I have experienced bad things, that can lead me to a very difficult place of being. So I have all these things around the house, and this is one of them. So a number of years ago, we were in Las Vegas, and my daughter was putting a bunch of money into a child's video arcade thing in Circus. And I was upset about it because it was, I don't support gambling. And so she puts in this $1, and of course she wins the jackpot. And the lights are flashing, and these tickets came out for about 5 minutes. I have a video of it somewhere. I won't put it up, but I have a video of all these tickets coming. And my daughter's just sitting there like, she's thinking about me. And she got this bear, and we just laugh every time we see this bear. So when I'm having a bad moment and I see this bear, I remember that event. It's a memory-making experience. I remember the memory. That memory releases all these good feelings, and I feel a lot better. This one is from a Tai Chi workshop in Canmore, Alberta, a couple years ago, which I was supposed to be at this weekend or next weekend, but it's canceled. And we were at, I'm not sure, Boston Pizza. And I don't know, some of you know me, I guess, through work. I do some crazy things. So I said, you have a kids menu, because my family wasn't with me. I was on my own. So you have a kids menu. And they're like, yeah, can I have one for my daughter? She was younger. And so they had this in it, and I put it on and wore it for a bit of the Tai Chi seminar. It was a big hit. So, there's just 3 examples of things you can do for stress management. You can do the Cook's hookups, you can do the fontanelles, and you can look at things in your home that give you positive memories. And yes, there's real stress out there, and yes, these are bandages to a big problem. And it's very important to stay as functional as we can and to move forward. I have a very strong message, and I've been in some pretty horrible disasters where a lot of people died. And kindness and compassion and understanding for ourselves and for others, it really helps. And I encourage myself to do it all the time, and I suggest it to you as well. And that's it for today. We'll see if I can make another one tomorrow. They're all a lot harder than I thought to make. But be well and talk soon. Thanks a bunch.